So good morning to all of you once again. We'll start with the solutions of 12th chemistry solutions. So we'll see some general introduction. So let us take, I have taken a glass here. ग्लास में मैंने वाटर ऐड किया है. वाटर इज बीन टेकन इनटू ए ग्लास इन विच आई पुट सम salt. I'll take another glass of water. So glass is filled up to here. In this, so water is being filled. So what I'll put here, I'll put sugar in it. Sugar in it. So the mixture of salt and water is called as salt solution. And mixture of sugar and water is known as sugar solution, right? So when you mix two components, the solution is formed. Simple definition है, it is the mixture of two or more components. So what is the meaning here? What are the components here? Two components. First case lo em తీసుకున్నాం, one is salt, another is water, right? So next case, sugar and water. So the mixture of salt plus water is an example of solution. Is the mixture of sugar and water is also an example of solution. So this is the definition of the solution. It is the mixture of two or more solutions, two or more components. And one more point to be noticed here, solution is a homogeneous mixture. So what is the homogeneous mixture? Because once you dissolve salt in water, it completely dissolves across the water. The quantity of salt along this water solution, water will be equal. That is what you call it as homogeneous solution. In any homogeneous solution, let us say, I'll take one more example. I have taken water layer, water रख दिया है मैंने, and इसके ऊपर I have placed oil. It is also mixture of two, but it is not homogeneous. ये homogeneous नहीं है. So this is not called as solution. You should not call this one as a solution. Do you understand the difference between a solution and the non-solution? Homogeneous mixture of two or more components is called as solution. Oil, water, both are immiscible. They don't mix in each other. So therefore they form two different layers. So it is not the mixture. You can't call it as a mixture, right? So that's why it is not a solution. So solution is something of two components. Two components should be like what? They should be immiscible with each other. They should mix up with each other. Okay. So this is general definition of the solutions. Okay, we'll go to the next page here. So solution majorly contains two components. One is called solute and another is called solvent, right? So in salt case solute, salt solution case lo, solute is salt and solvent is water. Salt, the component which is present in lesser quantity is called as solute and the larger quantity is known as solvent. Now the definition changes. The solution is the mixture of a solute and a solvent. It is the mixture of solute and solvent is the solution. So I can write here, it is the homogeneous mixture. Mixture of mixture of a solute and solvent. So this is what you call it as a solution. If you have only two components like solute and one solvent, the solution specially we call it as binary solution. Bi means only two components are there, that's why you call it as binary solution. In some cases you may have more than one solute. So in that case you may get four components here, three components or two components. So in that case you will get trinary solution, right? Solution with the four components can also be seen, but majorly happening solutions are the binary solution. A binary solution is a homogeneous mixture of a solute and a solvent. So example, salt plus water, sugar plus water. You can take many examples, right? Next one, classification of solutions, right? So in any solution the solvent is considered as a major component. Major component is solvent and the solute is the minor component. So very less quantity of solute is present and the major quantity of solvent is present. So we have taken half a glass of water in which we placed a spoon of sugar or salt. So the quantity of solvent is greater, whereas the quantity of solute is very less. So that is why you call it as a solution, right? Next one, classification of the solutions. Solutions are three types. Liquid solutions, gaseous solutions, and solid solutions.
Sir, screen is not visible.
My screen is not visible. Okay. అనిపిస్తుందా ఇప్పుడు?
Yes, sir.
అసలు ఏం కనిపించలేదమ్మా, సొల్యూషన్ డెఫినేషన్ నుంచి ఏం కనిపించలే?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll see again. Solution, చూడండి సింపుల్ డెఫినేషన్ అయి సొల్యూషన్ది. It is the mixture of two or more components. For example, I have taken a glass of water, glass లో వాటర్ తీసుకొని ఇందులో కొంచెం సాల్ట్ వేసాం. So what do we obtain here? The salt solution is obtained, right? The same experiment if done with sugar. So I have taken water here and in which I place some sugar. What do we get here? The sugar solution is obtained. So here the mixture of salt and water, mixture of sugar and water is called as a solution. I'll give you one more example which is not a solution. ఇక్కడ వాటర్ తీసుకున్నాను నేను, దీంట్లో కొంచెం ఆయిల్ యాడ్ చేశాను. What do you see the difference between this third glass and first glass and second glass? So in first glass salt completely dissolves across water. In second glass sugar dissolves in water completely and forms, these two are homogeneous. So they are completely dissolved here, whereas this has formed two different layers. So this part is not an example of solution. This is not a solution. A solution avadu idi. Idi solution avadu. So these two are the solutions. So it's a homogeneous mixture of two or more components is called as solution. Right? And the next one is formation of a solution is completely a physical phenomena. It's a physical process. What is the meaning here? If I say, if I mixing x and y, दोनों को mix कर रहा हूँ एक ही solution बनाने के लिए, if I mix x and y, there should not be x and y should not react with each other to give any chemical reaction. There should not be any chemical reaction. There should be no chemical reaction between x and y. Then only you call this as a physical process. Right? If it is not a physical process, we will obtain new compounds. So formation of new compounds is not a formation of a solution. So the solution should have two ingredients and they should keep their identity as it is. Physical process meaning is, if something is physical, so this physical process is a temporary process, right? It's a temporary process and we could able to separate x and y here. इन दोनों को आप separate भी कर सकते हैं. So they are separable. आपको ये भी याद रखना है. Formation of a solution can be reversed. The process can be reversed. How can we separate it? For example, I got salt, इसमें water है और salt है. Can I separate it? How can I separate this one? Can anybody suggest a reason, process by which we can separate salt and water?
By heating.
Yes, by heating, evaporating करना है. So इसको गर्म करने से क्या होगा? सिर्फ water will evaporate and at the end you will end up with the salt. Salt is a non-volatile, it will be remained as it is. So this is a completely a physical process, a physical phenomena. So we don't involve any electrons taking part in this formation of a solution. They can be separable, right? So therefore the interaction between the solution is equals to a solute plus a solvent. So the interaction between solute and solvent is completely physical interaction. There is no chemical reaction between them. One more point. So majorly in most of the solutions, the solvent is major. 90% solvent is present and remaining very minor percent will be the solute is present. What if you have 50% of solute and 50% of solvent? So in that case you have a choice of considering it as. So one becomes solute, another becomes solvent. You don't have to worry in case of this. But whenever water is taken, so water is considered as universal solvent. Right? So simple definition है, homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent is known as a solution. Formation of a solution is completely a physical process. There is no chemical reaction between solute and solvent. Solvent is the major component in any solution. Minor component is the solute. Now we'll go to classification of these solutions. There are three types of solutions. So one is called solid liquid solutions, solid solutions. आपको कॉन्सेप्ट समझना है, इसमें से क्वेश्चंस तो पूछेंगे नहीं पूछेंगे वो अलग है. नेक्स्ट वन इज गैसियस सॉल्यूशंस. So there are three types of solutions: liquid solutions, solid solutions, gaseous solutions. Don't be in that impression that all the solutions will be in the liquid solution. No, that is not correct. How these are classified? Based on the solvent. These are classified as this. If your solvent is liquid, you will get liquid solution. If your solvent is solid, you will get solid solution. If your solvent is gas, you will get gaseous solution. Do you understand this? Because the physical state of the solution is the physical state of the major component of the solution. So major component is always solvent. That's why it acquires the physical state of the solvent. అర్థమైందమ్మా? కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థమైందా? Why solutions are in the physical state equal to physical state of the solvent? Because solvent is major components in all solutions. Next point is to be noticed here. Each solution, liquid solution, is again of three types. Solid solution is again of three types, and gaseous solution is again of three types. I will say liquid in liquid, liquid solution, solid in liquid solution, gas in liquid solution. Solid solution లో solid in solid solution, liquid in solid solution, gas in solid solution. In gaseous solutions, gas in gas solutions, liquid in gas solution, and solid in gas solution. So total solutions are 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. Total how many solutions can you find here? 3 types of solutions can we see it. అర్థమైందండి క్లాసిఫికేషన్? In all liquid solutions, the solvent is always liquid, but solute may be liquid, may be solid, may be gas. In all solid solutions, the solvent is solid, but solute may be solid, may be liquid, may be gas. In all gaseous solutions, the solvent is gas, but solute may be either gas or liquid or solid. So solutions are 3 types, and each solution is classified into 3 each, depending upon the physical state of the solute present in it. So these are the 9 types of solutions, right? Liquid in liquid, solid in liquid, gas in liquid, solid in solid, liquid in solid, gas in solid, gas in gas, liquid in gas, solid in gas. So these are the 9 types of solutions based on this one. Okay, so here is the solutions chapter. So we will see some introduction here. In normal life, we rarely come across with pure substances. Most of these are mixtures containing 2 or more pure substances. Their utility and importance in our life depends on their composition. For example, the properties of brass is the mixture of copper and zinc, quite different from those of German silver, which is mixture of these ones. Bronze is this one, and ppm, the fluoride ions in water. So all these are this one introduction. Here is the solution. A solutions are homogeneous mixtures of two or more than two components. By homogeneous mixture, we mean that it is composition and properties are uniform throughout the mixture. Generally, the component that is present in large quantity is called as solvent, and the solvent determines the physical state in which the solution exists. One or more components present in a solution other than solvent are called solutes. So, in this unit we will discuss only binary solutions, that are solutions with the two components only, solutions containing only two components. Here are each component may be solid, liquid, gas, and summarized here. So, you have got this table. We have gaseous solutions, liquid solutions, and solid solutions. So in first cases में gaseous solutions लो solvent is gas, in liquid solutions solvent is liquid, in solid solutions solid is solvent, right? So you can see here gas in gas, liquid in gas, solid in gas, gas in liquid, liquid in liquid, solid in liquid, gas in solid, liquid in solid, solid in solid. So all these are the solutions of these three types. Examples are also given here. Gas in gas को atmosphere air important amma, mixture of oxygen and nitrogen in the atmosphere air. Liquid in gas, chloroform mixed with nitrogen gas. Chloroform mixed with nitrogen gas is the example for this. Solid in gas, camphor in nitrogen gas is example for this. Next, gas in liquid, oxygen dissolved in water, even the soda water can also be an example of this one. Liquid in liquid, ethanol dissolved in water, alcohol and water. Solid in liquid, glucose dissolved in water. Gas in solid, a solution of hydrogen in palladium. Palladium absorbs this hydrogen gas and forms this gas in solid. Liquid in solid, amalgams of mercury with sodium. Solid in solid example, copper in gold, that is ornamental gold is a solution of two components. Okay, so this is the classification and the example. Next we'll move to the most important objective of this lesson. The most important objective of this lesson is about what do color should I want a pink color, right? Okay, that is concentration. Right, so our entire topic goes around this only. What is concentration? Right, so any idea about concentration? How do you define the concentration? Concentration define cheyali ante I'll give you one example. I'll take two glasses here. So this is the first glass and this is the second glass. దీంట్లో 100 ml వాటర్ తీసుకున్నాను నేను. 100 ml water is taken here. Here also I have taken 100 ml water. In this I put 10 grams of NaCl. In this I will put 30 grams of NaCl. Right? చెప్పండి ఇప్పుడు in which of these solutions the quantity of solute is more? చెప్పాలమ్మా 1 2 ఉన్నాయి ఇక్కడ. beaker 1, beaker 2. Here 10 grams is dissolved in 100 ml, 30 grams dissolved in 100 ml. So of course the amount of solute per 100 ml of water is 30 grams here. Per 100 ml of water, how many grams of NaCl is present? 10 grams. So this amount of solute per unit volume of liquid is called as concentration. I'll write here the amount of solute per unit volume of solution is called as concentration. I would say the concentration of the second beaker is high, so this is highly concentrated. This is highly concentrated. So this is diluted or low concentrated. This is diluted or low concentrated solution. అర్థమైందమ్మా డెఫినేషన్ సింపుల్. అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ సొల్యూట్ పర్ యూనిట్ వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ సొల్యూషన్ ఈజ్ నోన్ యాజ్ concentration. Volume is always measured per unit volume. What is the meaning of unit volume? You can take it as 1 ml, yeah, you can take it as for 1 liter, yeah, any 1 liter या 1 unit लेना है आपको. वॉल्यूम ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन शुड बी 1 यूनिट लेना है. ये सॉल्यूशन का वॉल्यूम है. सो दैट्स व्हाट you call it as concentration. Amount of substance or amount of solute dissolved in unit volume of a solution is known as concentration, right? So the concentration is expressed in various terms. So దాంట్లో ఉన్నటువంటివి concentration can be expressed by the mass percentage. Second one is volume percentage. Third one is mass by volume percentage. Fourth one is ppm, parts per millions. So these are general concentration terms. Apart from this, we have the most famous molarity, right? The sixth one is molality. Seventh one is normality. Eighth one is mole fraction, right? So there are 8 concentration terms. All these are the concentration terms, right? Mass percentage, volume percentage, mass by volume percentage, parts per millions, molarity, molality, normality, mole fraction. So सबका definitions and formulas we should able to notify them. Then only our lesson 75% of lesson will be completed, right? So first four are very easier. You have been studying these ones from your class 10, I believe, right? So mass percentage, volume percentage, mass by volume percentage, ppm. So we'll see one by one. So first one is mass percentage. So it is mass of solute per 100 grams of solution. ఇక్కడనే వాల్యూమ్ పర్సంటేజ్ కూడా రాసేస్తాను నేను. వాల్యూమ్ పర్సంటేజ్ సేమ్ వస్తుంది చూడండి. ఇట్ ఈస్ ద వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ solute per 100 ml of solution is called as volume percentage. So mass percentage कैसे calculate करेंगे? How do you calculate the mass percentage here? So the mass percentage equals to mass of the solute divided by mass of solute plus solvent, that is solution. इसको परसेंटेज में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए वी मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 100. Mass percentage equals to mass of the solute by mass of the solution into 100. So m percentage equal to mass of solute by mass of solution into 100. So simple formula है, इसको उससे डिवाइड करेंगे तो हो जाएगा. వాల్యూమ్ పర్సంటేజ్ మాస్ ప్లేస్లో వాల్యూమ్ రాసేస్తే సరిపోయేది అంతే. సో వాల్యూమ్ పర్సంటేజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు, ఇట్ ఈస్ అప్లికేబుల్ టు లిక్విడ్స్ అండ్ గ్యాసెస్. వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ సొల్యూట్ ఓవర్ వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ సొల్యూషన్. వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ సొల్యూషన్ multiplied by 100, so gives you this formula. So mass percentage and volume percentage, these are the two problems, right? I'll give one example here. I have 10% m by m solution. What is the meaning here? यहाँ पर आपके पास सोल्यूट है एज वेल एज क्या है, सॉल्वेंट है. तो सोल्यूट कितना ग्राम्स होना चाहिए, 10 ग्राम्स. सॉल्वेंट कितना ग्राम्स होना चाहिए, 90 ग्राम्स होना चाहिए. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस वन? 25% m by m సొల్యూషన్ మీనింగ్ क्या है చెప్పాలమ్మా. 25% అంటే సో ఇట్ హ్యాస్ సొల్యూట్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ సాల్వెంట్. సో సొల్యూట్ ప్రజెంట్ ఇన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ 25 grams and solvent present in it is how many grams? 75 grams. So this is the meaning of 75% m by m solution, right? If you say 50% or 40%, 60%, so here the solvent mass is 100 minus solute करने से आपको मिलेगा 100 minus solute. So this is 100 minus 10. So this is 100 minus 25. So this is how you identify a compound or solution. For example, 50% NaCl solution is given to you. तो ఇందులో సొల్యూట్ సాల్వెంట్ మాసెస్ ఎంత చెప్పండి, ఒకసారి క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసి చెప్పండి. హలో శరణి, ఉన్నావమ్మా? ఉన్నారా? ఎస్, 15% NaCl మీనింగ్ వాట్?
solute and 85% solvent.
సో ఇది గ్రామ్స్, 15 grams NaCl and 85 grams వాటర్, రైట్? అంతేనా? రైట్. ఇక్కడ ఒకటి ఇండైరెక్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఏం అడగచ్చు అంటే 15% NaCl సొల్యూషన్ ఇచ్చారు. ఇంకో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకుందాం. 20% NaOH solution, right? So how many grams of NaOH you have? 20 grams NaOH. And how many grams of water is there? 80 grams of H2O is there. If mass is given, can you calculate the moles? Moles calculate कर सकते हैं ना? Moles of NaOH equals to mass by molar mass. Mass is 20, right? Molar mass is 40 equals to ఎన్ని మోల్స్ వస్తాయమ్మా? 1/2 మోల్స్ వస్తుంది చూడండి. And moles of water can also be calculated. Moles of H2O equals to mass is how much? 80 by 18. అంతేనా? molar mass of H2O is 18. So this is nothing but 40 by 9. So how much it would be? దేంట్లో పోయిద్దమ్మా? సో 0.4 వస్తుందా? 4 వస్తుందా? 4 సో దిస్ ఈస్ 4 యూ గాట్ 6 4.44 मोल्स వస్తుంది राइट सो आपको क्वेश्चन इनडायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन कैसे पूछेंगे परसेंटेज विल बी गिवन and moles are asked can we do it right so we'll take one more example 25% KOH so how many moles of KOH is present पहले इसको distinguish करना है how many grams of KOH is present 25 grams KOH is there how many grams of water is there 75 grams of water is there if you are given mass you can calculate the moles so moles of KOH equal to 25 divided by 56 these are the moles of KOH so moles of H2O equals to 75 by 18 is the molar mass of H2O by dividing it we can calculate so आपको एक percentage if percentage is given to you you can also calculate this moles of any substance can be calculated right next we'll move to వాల్యూమ్ పర్సంటేజ్ కూడా సేమే అమ్మా వాల్యూమ్ ఇస్తే అది చేయొచ్చు ఇంకోటి ఇవి రెండింటి కాంబినేషన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ సో మాస్ బై వాల్యూమ్ పర్సంటేజ్ కూడా ఇస్తాడమ్మా మాస్ బై వాల్యూమ్ పర్సంటేజ్ జనరల్లీ వీ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఎం బై వి what is the meaning here V is the volume of solution and M is mass of solute so ये आपको याद रखना है दोनों को combination which is we call it as M by V if I say 10% M by V NaOH solution what do you understand by this చెప్పండి అమ్మా ఇక్కడ సొల్యూట్ ఎంత ఉంది చెప్పండి సొల్యూట్ ఎంత వస్తుంది మేడం బాలరాజ్ సార్ వినిపిస్తుందా ఉన్నారా సార్ వాళ్ళు
10%.
Listen, sir.
Yeah, what is the mass of NaOH? 10 grams. Right? Now you can say about volume of solution only. So the V is volume of solution which is solution volume is V is given below so therefore it is 100 ml. Right? But we need mass of solvent. How can we do this? मास तो अपन को दिया ही नहीं सॉल्वेंट का बारे में कुछ भी नहीं दिया वी नो दैट सॉल्यूशन मास इज गिवन टू अस सॉल्यूशन वॉल्यूम इज गिवन टू अस वी डोंट नो अबाउट हाउ मच mass or how much volume of solvent is present in it so therefore here comes the another parameter that is density comes into picture okay so we'll see that cheppandamma density equals to what is the formula mass by volume ये फार्मूला आपको याद होना है ये अंदर తెలిసిన फार्मूलाనే या mass equal to density into volume correct है do you know this formula everybody knows this mass density relation with the volume so what we have to do here you are given 10% M by V solution of NaOH is given right so you wanted to calculate mass of solute वो तो डायरेक्टली दिया है 10 grams and we have to calculate mass of solvent which we do it indirectly, we do it. How do we do it here? I'll give a simple example here. तो आपको मास परसेंटेज दिया है तो उन्हें डेंसिटी भी दिया होगा क्वेश्चन में. लेट अस टेक इट एज 1.1 ग्राम पर सीसी लिया है मैंने डेंसिटी ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन. जनरली इट इज गिवन. वाटर डेंसिटी इज ऑलवेज टेकन एज 1 ग्राम पर सीसी. सो इसका सॉल्यूशन का ये चाहिए. तो आपको पहले क्या करना है, मास ऑफ सॉल्यूशन निकालना है. मास ऑफ सॉल्यूशन. So mass of solution equal to density into volume. Density is how much? 1.1. What is the volume of the solution? The 10% means 100 ml, right? 100, which is 110 ml is the volume of the solution. If you wanted to take only solvent, sorry, it is the mass, na? Sorry, volume kaadandi, idi mass, grams. So mass of the solvent equal to, so mass of solution which we obtained by D and V minus mass of solute. So with this you will get it. So mass of solution is how much? 110 minus mass of the solute is how much? 10. So here in this case it is 100 exactly ochindi. Right, hope you understand. We'll see one more problem. Right, if 1.2 grams per cc densed solution of NaCl is given to you. NaCl of 15% mole fraction. So the definition itself is it is related to moles and इसका fraction calculate करना है, right? Generally we denote it by a symbol x, right? So it is the ratio of, I'll write the definition here. So it is the ratio of one component to total components of a solution. So this is the mole fraction. For example, we have prepared a solution having इसमें water और इसमें we have added some sugar, right? So पहले क्या करना है, sugar का number of moles calculate करना है, water का भी number of moles calculate करना है. So इसको 1 बोलेंगे, इसको 2 बोलेंगे. So mole fraction of 1 is equals to N1 over N1 plus N2. This is one formula, N1 plus N2. Second one is x2 can also be calculated, which is equals to N2 by N1 plus N2. So this is the formula to calculate the mole fraction of a binary solution. Mole fraction of a binary solution can be calculated by using this formula. So what is the first step involved here? You need to calculate the number of moles of both components, right? And the point to be noticed here, in a binary solution, x1 and x2 is always equal to 1. So this formula should be remembered. So if you have calculated x1, just you subtract it from x1 so that you will get it. So that means x1 equals to 1 minus x2. Yeah, x2 equal to 1 minus x1. So you can calculate any one of those formulas using it. Formulas use करके आप calculate कर सकते. करना क्या है, पहले सबसे पहले number of moles calculate करना है दोनों components का. If you have more than one, you calculate the mole fractions, moles of everything, just you divide them by total number. A percentage nahi hai, so we don't have any number, and it is unitless. Units bhi nahi hoga. Why? Because it's a fraction of two things, right? So let us take one example here, right? So what do I take here? So पहले क्या करेंगे, 10% NaOH solution is given to us. NaOH solutions mole fraction आपको कैलकुलेट करना है. Generally we calculate mole fraction of the solute only. We always look for solute only until and up till it is asked for both. तो इसका 10% solution दिया हुआ है. What do we need to calculate? We have to calculate the mole fraction. आपको calculate करना है. So formula वही है, mole fraction of आप NaOH calculate करोगे, so which is equals to moles of NaOH over moles of NaOH plus moles of H2O आपको याद करना होगा, ऐड करना होगा. Why? Because NaOH solution contains a solute as well as a solvent. If solvent is not mentioned, it is nothing but water. It's nothing but water, right? So let's do this. So what is 10% solution? 10% solution equal to 10 grams of solute is present, 90 grams of solvent is present. So NaOH equals to, क्या लेना चाहिए बोलिए? Mass is given 10, molar mass of NaOH is 40, which gives us 0.25. correct है? And moles of H2O is equals to, so it's 90 grams, because from 100 we have subtracted this 10, 90 by 18, so which gives us how many moles? 5 moles. Just we plug in here. So moles of NaOH equals to, so 0.25 divided by, what should I take? So 0.25 plus 0.5, which is equals to 0.25 over 5.25. तो इसको सॉल्व करने से आपका आंसर मिलेगा. So this is nothing but 25 by 525. 25 by 525, it goes 5 times. How many times it goes? So 55 fives, right? 50 ఎందుకు వస్తుంది? So 55, so this is nothing but 5 by 11, right? So 1 by 11. So 1 by 11. 1 by 11 is how much? So 0.0, you have to take one more 0 equals to 0.09. Isn't it? It goes in 9, right? So 99, we end up with 1. Again 1 0 is free. You have to take one more 0 and it goes like this, 0 9. Do you understand this one? Problem समझ में आ गया आपको? మాట్లాడాలమ్మా, ఫోన్ పక్కకు పెట్టిపోతే ఎట్లా మీరు? Okay, so we will take one question from NCERT. NCERT నుంచి ఒక క్వశ్చన్ తీసుకుందాము. Right, we have calculated the mole fraction of 20% ethylene glycol. 20% ethylene glycol. The next question, we are given 20% ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol. Right, so we need to find the mole fraction of it. इथिलीन ग्लाइकॉल का फार्मूला मैं बोल देता हूँ. सो दिस इज इथाइलिन CH2CH2. सो हियर इज OH, here is OH. Molecular formula is C2H4O2 is the molecular formula. 20% इथिलीन ग्लाइकॉल है. सो मोल फ्रैक्शन फाइंड करना है. आपको 2 आइटम्स पहले कैलकुलेट करना होगा.
నెట్వర్క్ వస్తలేదా సార్?
ఏమైంది సార్? సార్ యూ కాంట్ సీ ఇట్ సార్. వస్తలేదా మీకు? నెట్వర్క్ ఉంది సార్. బాలరాజ్ సార్, బాలరాజ్ సార్, అమ్మ వినిపిస్తుందా అమ్మ? హలో హలో,
సార్ వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
వినిపిస్తుందా? ఓకే ఓకే.
రెస్పాండ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ.
వినిపిస్తుందా అమ్మ? పలకట్లేదు ఎవరు?
Yes, sir.
ఇంతకుముందు వినిపించలేదా?
Stuck అయింది సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే. సో మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చెప్తాను చూడండి. ఈజీయే. సో వీఆర్ డీలింగ్ విత్ మోల్ ఫ్రాక్షన్. mole fraction which we denoted by capital X से denote करते, right? Mole fraction ante, so it is the ratio of, mole fraction is, it is the ratio of moles of one component to total components of the solution. For example, I got a solution, let us say इसमें वाटर लिया है मैंने, H2O वाटर लिया है, इसमें थोड़ा मैंने NaOH ऐड किया है, राइट? तो पहले क्या करना है, NaOH का मोल फ्रैक्शन कैन बी कैलकुलेटेड विच इज ఈక్వల్స్ టు, దీన్ని N1 మోల్స్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి రెండింటివి. మోల్ ఫ్రాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ X1 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు N1 బై N1 ప్లస్ N2. సేమ్ ఇలానే ఉంటుందమ్మా, మాస్ పర్సంటేజ్ లాగానే ఉంటుంది, కానీ వీ టేక్ మోల్స్ and we don't multiply it by 100. X2 equal to ఏం రాయొచ్చు అమ్మ చెప్పండి? N2 over N1 plus N2. So these are the two important formula of mole fraction. It is the ratio of moles, that's why it will not depend upon the temperature at all. And mole fraction of a solution of two components is always equal to 1. It is always equal to 1. That means if you know the X1, you can calculate X2. If you know X2, you can calculate X1 using this formula. You don't have to do it separately, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 formula is you should remember them, right? So we will solve a question. 10% NaOH solution मोल फ्रैक्शन कैलकुलेट करना है. So mole fraction is how much? So I'll explain how we do it, right? So 2 parts है, पहले मोल्स कैलकुलेट करना है, बाद में मोल फ्रैक्शन कैलकुलेट करना है. मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ NaOH कैलकुलेट करना है, which is equals to moles of NaOH over moles of NaOH प्लस मोल्स ऑफ वाटर एक एक्स्ट्रा ऐड करना होगा बिकॉज सॉल्वेंट इज वाटर. पहले 10% सॉल्यूशन का मीनिंग क्या है वो समझना है आपको. सो 10 ग्राम्स ऑफ NaOH है, 90 ग्राम्स क्या है? वाटर है, करेक्ट है? सो दोनों का मोल्स कैलकुलेट करना है. मोल्स ऑफ NaOH equals to 10 by NaOH. NaOH mass, molar mass is 40, so which is 0.25 moles है. In the same way, moles of H2O is equals to 90 grams है, 90 grams by 18 है. तो 18 goes how many times? 5 moles है. 0.25 moles and 0.5 moles. बस इसको यहाँ plug in करेंगे. So moles of NaOH equals to, NaOH is how much? 0.25 over 0.25 plus 5. करेक्ट है. चलो इसको सॉल्व करेंगे. कैन आई राइट लाइक दिस 25 बाई 525 लिख सकते हैं इसको. इट गोस 5 टाइम्स 55 टाइम्स which is 1 by 11. How do you do this? 1 by 11 can be divided like this. 0 0 0 0 goes 9 times 99. You end up with 1. 1 0 is free, but you have to take. So answer is 0.09 is the answer. Do you understand? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. అందరు ఇక్కడ వరకు బాగానే చేస్తారమ్మా. ఈ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ కూడా మిస్టేక్ చేసి వస్తారు. జాగ్రత్తగా చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది ఇక్కడ. సో मुझे मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ H2O कैलकुलेट करना है विच इज़ इक्वल्स टू 1 माइनस 0.09. करेक्ट है. ఈ సబ్స్ట్రాక్షన్ కాడ కూడా మిస్టేక్ చేయొద్దు. 1.000 రెండు అవసరం లేదు. 09 సబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేస్తే 0. సో 10 minus 9 is 1. This is 9. This is 0. So how much is it? 0.91. So this
Sir,
is
there is a calculation mistake, sir.
where the calculation mistake came up?
In calculating mole fraction of NaOH, 25 by 105 we will get, sir, if we cancel with 5.
Okay. It's not 11, it's 105, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. It's 25 by 55, correct है ना?
5 by 105.
5 goes, 5 5s are 25. 5 goes 1 time, 5 goes 5 times, right? So we have taken 105, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. 105. Again you can go how many times? 21. అంతేనమ్మా?
Yes, sir.
So again 21 should be using to divide 1. So we'll take 0. ఎలా పోవాలమ్మా? 4లో పోయిద్దా? 21 4s. So 0 4 84. Correct है ना? We got 16. So you can take 0. It goes 7 में जाएगा, right? 0.047. Correct है ना अम्मा?
Yes, sir.
So it's 1 by 21. 0.047619 వస్తుంది. సో -1 చేస్తే మిగతాది వస్తుంది, అంతేనా? రైట్. సో we got correct answer here. 0.047 is the answer for this question. Mole fraction of it. And mole fraction of remaining, how do you calculate it? So this is mole fraction of H2O equal to 1 minus 0.047. So solve it and you will get the answer. చేయండి అమ్మ, కాపీ చేసేసుకోండి ఒకసారి. Okay. So we'll take one more question. 20% ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol mole fraction is how much? Ethylene glycol formula రెండు CH2లు ఉంటాయి, 1,2 ethane 1,2 diol ఇది, ethane 1,2 diol is ethylene glycol. చలో ఇది ట్రై చేయండి, ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ 2 minutes ఆఫ్ టైం, యూ కెన్ సాల్వ్ ఇట్. 2 parts ఉంటుంది దీంట్లో. మోల్స్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి ఫస్ట్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద మోల్స్, then you have to calculate the mole fraction. Moles and mole fraction, two different things, you need to calculate it. The formula em ostadamma C2H6O2. So this is 24 plus 6, 30 plus 32, 64 amma.
62.
Yeah, it is 62. Again 20% का मीनिंग आपको समझना है. So 20 grams एक है, 80 grams water है, right? So it is 20 grams ethylene glycol by 62 and 80 by 18. Correct है? 20 divided by 62. So this is how much? 0.0 कितना है? 32 है. అంతేనా అమ్మా? 32 తీసుకున్నా నేను. ఇంకోటి 80 by 18. So 80 by 18. Why I am taking 18? So which is equals to how much? 4.444. Do you understand the logic? Now mole fraction निकालना है. Mole fraction of ethylene glycol equals to 0.32 over 0.32 plus 4.44. So which is 32 over 476. అంతేనా? 76. చెప్పండి అమ్మా, క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసేయండి దీన్ని. 32 by 476. 32 by 476. 0.067. 0.067. సరిపోయిందా? So this is mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Mole fraction of solvent ఏమవుతుంది? 1 minus 0.067. So which is equals to ఎంత రావాలమ్మ ఇది?
0.933.
0.933. So it's 1 minus 0.067. 0.933. సో సింపుల్ కాన్సెప్ట్. ఫస్ట్ మోల్స్ కలుపుకోవాలి. మోల్స్ కనుక్కోవాలి అంటే ఈ పర్సంటేజ్ని మార్చుకొని చేసుకునేటటువంటి ఓపిక ఉండాలి, అంతే. ఇంకేం లేదు దీంట్లో, ఉన్నది అదొక్కటే. ఓకే, చూడండి వచ్చింది, చూడండి ఇక్కడ సాలిడ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. మన ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో సాలిడ్ ఎగ్జాంపులే ఇది. హౌ డిడ్ యూ డూ ఇట్? ఫస్ట్ మోల్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇథిలిన్ గ్లైకాల్ కనుక్కున్నాడు. మోల్స్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ హీ ఫౌండ్ ఇట్, దెన్ ఈ డివైడెడ్, he got it 0.9332. So this can be done, this can be done. Okay, okay, we'll take up one more question. యా 1.7 క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేద్దామమ్మా. 1.7 ఏమంటున్నాడు? 300 grams 25% solution, 400 grams 40% solution. A solution is obtained by mixing 300 grams 25% of solution and 400 grams of 40% solution by mass. Calculate the mass percentage of resulting solution. Okay, so 320%, 300 grams 25%, ఇంకోటి ఏంటి 400 grams 40%. చూడండి ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో కొంచెం లాజిక్ ఉందమ్మా. మెయిన్స్లో ఈ క్వశ్చన్ సేమ్ క్వశ్చన్ నంబర్స్ మార్చి అడిగాడు. హౌ కెన్ వీ డూ దిస్? సో వీ హ్యావ్ టూ సొల్యూషన్స్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద ఫస్ట్ సొల్యూషన్, this is the another solution, and both the solutions are mixed together and combined in a third container. So इसमें resulting solution है, तो ये resulting solution का mixture का percentage कितना है बोल के पूछ रहे हैं. How do you do it? तो mass percentage, we are asked to calculate the mass percentage. We are asked to calculate the mass percentage. We should know mass of solute, W2 of solute over W2 plus W1, दोनों ऐड कर लेना है. So ये टोटल सॉल्यूशन होगा into 100 कैलकुलेट करना है. ओके, हाउ डू यू डू इट? ఇక్కడ 300 grams 25% solution. What do you understand by this? We will come back to this one. Chudandi, you are given 300 grams whose percentage is 25%. So how many grams of solute is there? What do you mean by 25% solution? Ante 100 grams solution lo 25 grams solute undi. Inko 100 grams lo kuda 25 grams undi. And on the third case also you have got 25 grams. If you add these numbers, you end up 300 grams and you end up how many grams? 75 grams. అర్థమైందా అమ్మది? The percentage 25% का meaning ही यही है. So 25 grams are present in every 100 grams of solution. So 300 grams లో సో ఎన్ని హండ్రెడ్స్ ఉన్నాయి? వీ హ్యావ్ గాట్ 300. సో 25 25 25, దట్ మీన్స్ ఫస్ట్ సొల్యూషన్లో ఉన్నటువంటి కంప్లీట్ సొల్యూట్ ఎన్ని గ్రామ్స్? 75 గ్రామ్స్, రైట్? సో అట్లనే సెకండ్ కూడా చేద్దాం. చూడండి 400 గ్రామ్స్లో ఎంత పర్సెంట్ ఉందమ్మా? 40% ఉంది. అంటే సో 100ను 4 టైమ్స్ తీసుకోవాలి, మల్టిప్లై చేసినా వస్తుందండి, అట్లేం లేదు. సో దీంట్లో 40 గ్రామ్స్ ఉంది, దీంట్లో 40 గ్రామ్స్ ఉంది, దీంట్లో 40 గ్రామ్స్ ఉంది, దీంట్లో 40 గ్రామ్స్ ఉంది. మొత్తం 160 గ్రామ్స్ ఈజ్ ప్రజెంట్ ఇన్ 400 గ్రామ్స్. అంతేనా? మీది మల్టిప్లై చేసిన వస్తుంది. 40% ఆఫ్ 400 గ్రామ్స్ ఈజ్ హౌ మచ్? సో 40 into 400 by 100. So zeros gets cancelled, you will end up with 160 grams. But you should understand what is the meaning of it. ఇక్కడ కూడా వస్తుంది 300 into 25, 300 multiplied by 25 by 100. So zeros gets cancelled, 25 3s are 75. Now we have got it. So 300 gram lo total solute is 75 grams. Here the total solute is how many grams? 160 grams, right? So we just plug in here, so which is equals to 75 plus 160. ऊपर 75 plus 160 होगा. नीचे कितना रखना चाहिए बोलिए? సరే నేను చెప్పమ్మా. కింద ఏం తీసుకోవాలి? W1 W2 రెండింటిని కలిపితే ఎంత వస్తుంది చెప్పు. ఇప్పుడు ఏం తీసుకోవాలి కింద? denominator is always our mass of the solution, right? What is the mass of the first solution? 300 grams. What is the mass of the second solution? Is 400 grams. Total 700 vastundamma, multiplied by 100, right? So 75 60. So 75, 60 is how much? 5, 135, right? 135 by 7.
Oh, 75 plus 160, right?
ఓహో ఒకటి 160 పెట్టాను, సారీ. సో ఎంత వస్తుంది చెప్పి టోటల్ యాడ్ చేసి చెప్పమ్మా. సో వీ హ్యావ్ 160 and 75. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ 5, దిస్ ఈజ్ 235 by 7, right? Into 100, 100. So zeros gets cancelled. This one is the answer. అంతేనమ్మా? So we have 235 by 7. So we have 235 by 7 equals to ఎంత వచ్చిందమ్మా? 33.5%. 33.5% is the answer for this question. సేమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఈజ్ ఆస్క్డ్ ఇన్ జేఈ మెయిన్స్లో కూడా అడిగారండి. ఈ నంబర్లు మార్చారు అంతే. సో ఇఫ్ 2 or more solutions are mixed together, just you have to add them and you have to place them in a container, then you will understand the concept. Okay, right. So we'll stop here. See you tomorrow.